mean, classic recipes are fun and all, but sometimes you just gotta step out of your norm and make things that are out of the box. I've got a twist on a classic dessert recipe, so stick around. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen, where I like to share all my favorite island and Hawaiian style recipes. And today we'll be making pumpkin pie pops. Pumpkin is arguably one of the more popular pie flavors around, and this year it's different than most years. So I thought, let's make something a little bit different, and I decided to make pumpkin pie pops. Pumpkin pie pops take that rich pumpkin-y filling just like in the pie, sandwiches it between buttery flaky crust, and bakes it up on a lollipop stick. Perfect portable bite-sized pieces of goodness. So Relle mai, come along and let's make some pumpkin pie pops. First we'll make the dough. To the bowl of a stand mixer, add all-purpose flour, salt, granulated sugar, and cubed up cold butter. Now, you want to keep the butter as cold as possible. Cold butter makes your dough flaky. As the pie crust bakes, the butter melts and it creates steam. The steam is what helps create that flaky layers that makes such good pie crust. Then you're gonna add some water, and you'll wanna add it a little at a time. Each time it may be a little bit more or less, and you're really gonna just have to mix it until you get that right consistency. When it's done, when you squeeze it together like this, it'll stick together in a ball and it won't crumble. And then you'll want to take your pie crust and split it in half, and you'll go ahead and shape it into a semi-disc looking shape, and you'll go ahead and put that onto a piece of plastic wrap or the plastic wrap alternative of your choice. Cover it up, make sure no air gets through so it doesn't dry out, and place that in the freezer for 30 minutes to chill. Then we'll make the pie filling. First, you'll add pumpkin puree. Make sure you get the puree and not the pumpkin pie filling. And then you'll add some brown sugar, maple syrup, and pumpkin pie spice. You can make your own pumpkin pie spice if you want. You can also use homemade pumpkin puree, and if you do, it's a little bit more watery than that of the store. So be sure to drain out the excess water. Then you'll mix this up until everything is well combined. Then you'll set that aside. Now that the dough has been chilling for about 30 minutes, you can remove it from the freezer. And you'll want to lightly flour your work surface so that the pie crust doesn't stick. And you'll put a little bit of flour on your rolling pin as well. Then you want to roll the pie crust till it's about 1/4 inch thick. Now, if you're in a time crunch, you totally can use the store-bought pie crust if you want. And then once you get the pie to the right thickness that you'll want, you can use any shape cookie cutter that you want. It's pumpkin pie, so I decided to use the pumpkin shaped one like this. Now, this work surface is not the best because it moves around, but I wanted to make sure you guys could see it on camera. So then you'll just dunk the cookie cutter into some flour so it doesn't stick, and you'll go ahead and cut out your pieces for your pumpkin pie pops. And then you'll just continue cutting out all the shapes like this. With this size cookie cutter, I can get about 14 pumpkin pie pops. If you have a smaller size, you can probably get more. You want to try and fit it as close together as possible. The excess pie can be rolled up and rolled out again so that you can reuse it. Then you'll use a spatula to take the pie crust off, and you'll set it onto a parchment paper lined cookie sheet like this. And then you'll want to use your lollipop sticks. These are the larger size cookie sticks, and you'll want to push it down into the pie crust so it makes a little bit of an indentation like this. You can find these at your big box stores or online, and you'll want to make sure every piece has one stick, and you'll push that down just like this. And now for the filling, you'll go ahead and add about a heaping tablespoon to each pumpkin pie pop. You want to make sure you have enough for the whole recipe. So I split my bowl in half so I knew exactly how much I had. I had a little bit extra, so I went back and put a little bit more on the first few pops. Then you're going to crack an egg and use this as egg wash. You can add a little bit of water to thin it out if you need. Whisk it up like this, and then using your finger or a pastry brush, you're going to dip it in and put the egg wash on the edge of the pie crust like this. Then you'll go ahead and take the top pie crust and seal it. You want to push down the edges so that it sticks together. Then you'll use a fork like this to push down to connect the two pieces of the pie crust. Continue using the egg to seal all of them, as well as pushing the top layer on and sealing it again with the fork. You'll also want to make a vent, so using a knife you can cut a little X or whatever design you want in the top, and this will help let the steam release while it bakes so it doesn't puff up and pop. Then you'll use the rest of the egg wash to brush the top of the pumpkin pie pops, and this will give it its golden brown color. And now it's time to bake. You'll go ahead and set it into a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes until golden brown like this. Let it cool completely and then enjoy! And that's how you make pumpkin pie pops. If you want to check out another yummy pumpkin recipe, then you've got to try my delicious pumpkin crunch recipe here, or I'll also link it in the description box below. And if you want to check out what YouTube thinks you should watch, then watch this video here. And until next time, ahui ho!
Thank you for watching my mom's video.
Or if you think you want to watch what YouTube thinks you should watch, then check out this plate.